In an era of AI, social media, and instant gratification, books still exist, believe it or not. And unfortunately, ignorance is way more rampant than ever. So, how do we fight it? Read more books. It's pretty simple, right? Not really. And there's a growing question that is kind of looming in this 2025 culture of, well, why should I read more books? And I feel like this video is generally meant to answer that question, but I'd like to actually expound on that question a bit more in future videos. There's a really cool quote that I found a few days ago, and it said, "Reading is a quiet rebellion against ignorance." The cool thing about reading is that while others are sort of engaging in echo chamber discourses of things that they're not educated in, you're actually in the books reading about the very topics that they are engaging in. So that's where that kind of quiet rebellion concept takes place. If you found yourself in a sort of lull of, I can't really read right now, I'm too busy, but you still are up at night till 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on your phone doom scrolling, you have the time, you just don't want to dedicate it toward reading. And that's more than fine, because when we live in a culture of instant gratification, super easy to engage in that kind of activity. Believe me. I'll get on Instagram Reels specifically, and I'll be on there for like an hour and a half, and it feels like 5 minutes. And I feel like everyone in my generation can relate to that somewhat. And why would we do that if we can just spend time educating ourselves? Because that would be pretty cool. And that's sort of what this video is meant for, is to sort of help us get back on track when it comes to reading. I actually have a few books that you can get started with. Some of these books you might have read before, maybe back in high school, back in middle school, but they really are a cool checkpoint where you can find yourself falling back in love with reading. And the first book I wanted to talk about is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. And this book is I don't have to really describe this book because it's such a good book. It's pretty cool. I like the book a lot. It's a super fun bedtime read and doesn't require too much thought process. So that's the first book. The second book, which doesn't need any introduction at all, is actually To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Really good book. I read this a long time ago. It's been many, many years since I've read this book, but I would recommend that you pick up a copy yourself and read it if you've found yourself in a zone where you can't really seem to invest in a big book. These are books that are smaller, easy to access. Yeah, super user friendly, right? And for the third book, I would recommend The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. It's a really good book. It's about kind of transformation. It's about finding yourself in life, and I think it's something that a lot of people in Gen Z, would benefit from. And because we live in an age of social media where social media is trying to tell us what we should be in life and what we should do, how much money we should make, how mature we should be at a certain age. And everyone walks through life at a different pace. So why does it have to be social media that determines our identity for us? And that's kind of what the book is about as well. So definitely check those books out. If you're looking at books that are more advanced than those, I have two recommendations just right off the bat. The first book is Dune by Frank Herbert. Really good book. It's about Messiah and Savior figures and who to trust, who not to trust. I don't have to describe the plot of Dune to you. I think most of you probably already know that. But Dune's a good book if you're looking for something more complex than the previous three that I just mentioned. The last book is a really good one, but be careful and be ready. It is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Great book. It's about redemption. It's about finding yourself. It's about depression. It's about kind of a lot of things. And yeah, be careful reading this book. Don't read a lot of it at one time. Just kind of slowly go through the reading process on that book. That's my best advice for you on that. Now, those book recommendations depend entirely on what kind of reader you are. If you were a reader in the past, you've kind of fallen out of love with reading, and you'd like to find your way back, I recommend those first three books. But if you are like myself a long time ago, if you are an avid reader but have sort of fallen off a little bit and you really want something hardcore and something that can really just ignite the flame and catalyze you into a new mindset of reading, check out those other two books. They're really, really great books. And let me know if you'd like me to review any of these books. I have a lot of thoughts about a lot of these books, so I've got to keep this video sort of short, or else we could be here for a couple of hours. Especially a book like Dune. There's so much to digest, so much to talk about. I would love to do a video on Dune, but maybe if you guys comment and let me know if you want a book review like Dune, I'd love to do that. I'm actually going to be making a book review on The Secret History by Donna Tartt very soon. So that's going to be really exciting. But let's get back to what the video is meant for. Why you should read more books. According to research, and I can always cite these in the comments below, reading is actually shown to increase the density of gray matter in the brain. This improves comprehension skills, problem-solving skills, etc. I think that should be reason enough to start reading. I don't know why I'm sitting so far from the camera. Look, this is my very first official YouTube video. We're back. This is very exciting, but I feel like, we should switch it up a little bit. In fact, I hate how my hair is looking. We're going to change that up. Okay, that's more like it. I left the door open. Okay, so that's more like it. Anyways, sorry guys. So what I was saying was books require like a level of deep focus, which is super good for learning in general. And that kind of, gets to my other point where books can expand your mind. And unlike passive entertainment like television, social media, even some movies, books require your focus and a deep focus at that. And so I feel like that alone teaches us a lot of skills in life. And it's not like that instant gratification culture that we are constantly engaging in. And also, reading fiction can help people with empathy and creativity. Someone like me who is constantly finding new ideas for new books, new short stories, new videos. I am in constant need of creativity. And so by reading, I'm constantly acquiring new ideas as I go. And then reading nonfiction, which we're not going to really be talking about today, but I will make an entirely new video on this subject. But reading nonfiction can expand your worldview, expand just the way you think. A book that comes to mind is Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. I actually recommend reading that. He won the Nobel Prize in economics back in, I think it might have been 2009. I'm not really certain, but really, really good book. It kind of teaches you about systems 1 and 2 in the brain, the thinking fast and slow part of your brain, and then how to access those parts of the brain. Reading books also decreases stress, can help a lot with anxiety, and for someone like me who is constantly stressing out at the trivial things in life, it's a very beneficial thing to constantly be reading. Lastly, reading can help with career and financial goals. Like, for example, last year I read Mastery by Robert Greene, and he's actually more famous. He's more known for his 48 Laws of Power book, which I have not read yet. But the book Mastery was the very first book I ever read from him, and it was a phenomenal book. It's about how to find something that you want to be good at and achieve that thing. And it encouraged me to pursue my graduate studies. I had faced enough rejection with the few applications that I had filed for my graduate school, and I had given up on that portion of my life. But Mastery by Robert Greene encouraged me to pursue it further, never give up, and now I'm a graduate student. It's pretty cool. Essentially, this video is me just talking about various topics within reading. If you heard me touch on a topic and you'd like to be, hear that expanded, comment down below what that topic was, and I can definitely make a video on that. But besides that, there's plenty of videos coming down the line. I'm super excited about it. I am going to be making a video, and my next video is actually about how to read. more books. Because last year, while I was a graduate student, I managed to fit over 20 books into my schedule. And it was very easy. I could have read 35, 40 books if I wanted to. So I'll be talking about step by step how to read more books on the next video. Make sure to comment your favorite soda flavor, right? And then like the video and then press the little notification bell on the bottom right hand corner, I think is where it is. Because that essentially, when you press it, notifies you on your phone or tablet or laptop or TV when your favorite booktuber releases a video. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to subscribe, by the way, if you like my content. That is, if you hate it, just write down what you hated about the video in the comments. Anyways, peace out.